The PC adapter for PSVR2 is coming out really soon. I think it's time we talk about what games you guys are actually going to play when you get your PC adapter for your PSVR2. I'm MartydudeVR and I've been playing PCVR for years now. I think I've come up with a list of games that should be your first stops for a variety of gamers for my PSVR2 people. With that being said, these are PCVR games you must play if you're coming from PSVR2. Our first game on the list is one of my favorite VR games of all time, and it is Contractors. So Contractors also has a battle royale game called Contractor Showdown, but honestly the basic game is good enough. This is the only game where you can play Titanfall, Team Fortress, any Call of Duty map from Black Ops to Modern Warfare, and Star Wars Battlefront. I mean, it literally is the perfect VR FPS in my opinion. Even the battle royale mode is just peak because it has vehicle driving, it has different weapons, it has parachutes. It just has a lot of things going for it. I feel like Contractors gives you a real bang for your buck. If you're coming from PSVR2, then you've probably played Pavlov, and Pavlov is a good game. But honestly, I feel like Contractors offers way more in terms of moddage, game modes, and it's an overall more fun community to be around. People who like playing Trouble in Terrorist Town are gonna have so much fun on Contractors because there's just so much to do. I mean, at one point there was even a Halo and COD Zombies mode. Like, come on, man. Contractors is, to me, the best VR FPS hands down. You will not be bored. If I had to compare it to a flat game, it'd probably just be like the Call of Duty of VR. And this game is always going on sale, so definitely check it out. Tell them MartydudeVR sent you. The second game is for you sim racers out there, and it's Assetto Corsa. Assetto Corsa is my favorite racing sim for VR. Now you're probably like, wait a minute, Gran Turismo exists. Gran Turismo is fun, don't get me wrong, but the PC modding ability of Assetto Corsa just blows all the other ones out of the water for me personally. And I would highly recommend you try out both because, I mean, you're using your PSVR2 on PC, you might as well. I mean, come on, the mods are free. The mods are great. There's a bunch of community servers online that you can join just to race in different cities like Shintoku and stuff like that. And honestly, it is the funnest experience with friends. I would recommend anybody who likes sim racing to try Assetto Corsa because I've modded the game to the point where it looks photorealistic. And honestly, guys, you just can't go back. Assetto Corsa also goes on sale all the time, so you might as well just pick it up. For my PCVR people who are already watching this video, let me know if you like Assetto Corsa or Gran Turismo 7 more. I always like the different opinions of both games. But let's move on. This game is a PCVR Hall of Fame classic, a hood classic truly, and it is Half-Life Alyx. Half-Life Alyx is probably one of the most beautiful games I've ever laid my gamer eyes on. There's so much detail packed into this one game that only few games probably since then have come anywhere close. This is a PCVR must play. If you're trying to test the might of your PC, this is the game you boot up and then you boost those graphics up. When I got my 4090, this was the game I played first because I had to see the difference with the newer card. Half-Life Alyx's story is actually really entertaining, really engaging, and you just really are amazed by the world that they present to you in the game. Now, is it the most mechanically complex game in terms of gunplay? No, but the puzzles are unique and they're fun, and honestly, just the world is just nice to explore. And the interactivity with the world. I mean, you can pick up markers, draw on boards and stuff like that. There's not many games where you can do that, and Half-Life Alyx was one of the first games where you could do that. So I highly recommend, again, go check out Half-Life Alyx. People are not just hyping it up. It really is one of those type of games you must play if you're on PCVR. Our fourth game is a game that holds such a special place in my VR heart, and it is Blade and Sorcery. This is the physics combat simulator for VR. There's few games that come close to the quality that Blade and Sorcery has just amassed over the years. Like when I first played this game, it was bare bones, simple, just really just a cool game. But now over the years, they added so much content, a story mode, and just so many mods. Like there's so many mods of Blade and Sorcery that is insane. Like you can do a Kamehameha, you can do the Shrugdo disc, you can be Thor, you can put on costumes. It probably has the best lightsabers I've experienced probably ever outside of an actual, Star Wars game. And it's just a lot to do at any point. Now, there's a lot of sadistic fun you have in this game, and there's probably some real psychopathic people that play this, but that's okay. You know, the game is built for that. So I would definitely implore you guys, if you're a fan of Legendary Tales maybe, or any other kind of roguelike game on the PSVR2, go and play Blade and Sorcery because you won't be disappointed. It's just really like one of those must-play PCVR games. This game is one that I think y'all need to play. So there's a lot of people who've been waiting for a kind of air sim-ish type of game on PSVR2. Well, I'm here to tell you that PCVR has that. Project Wingman. This game is underrated. It's underrated. Most of y'all probably have never even heard of this game. You need to play it. It is one of the best flight kind of jet sim fighter situations in VR. There's so many planes to use, there's so many environments you can fight in, and it just really is genuinely a fun game. Take it from me, I'm a person who doesn't really like sim type of situations, but this game right here is one that I play often. Like, I'll just hop in there, shoot some jets down, and I'll be good. And y'all can do the same. So Project Wingman on PC VR, and I can imagine that with the PSVR2 with that FOV. Oh man, it's a situation. So this is definitely one of those games I highly recommend. You gotta get it. Number 6 on our list is actually a group of games, and this is the Oculus PC VR Games. Now you're probably wondering, don't I need a Quest to play Oculus games? Well, no, my friend, you do not. There's actually a program called Revive that you can download, and you can actually play those Oculus PC VR games in Steam VR. So the best games that I could recommend out of there is Asgard's Wrath 1, which is obviously like a big RPG, and it's probably one of the most beautiful VR games I've also played. Outside of like stuff like Half-Life Alyx, and it's a really fun and long RPG. You really get your money's worth, man. It's high quality, and it's just a really just beautiful game. Highly recommend. You also have Stormland, which is one of the coolest robot games I would play in VR. It is so high quality, and it's a shame that Oculus hasn't put it on Steam for us to enjoy. The last recommendation for the Oculus PC VR experience is Lone Echo 1 and 2. Now, it's more of an exploration, puzzle-ish type of game in space, but it is undefeated when it comes to graphic fidelity and just atmosphere, no pun intended. So if you really want to dive into the PCVR just library, Oculus does have some hitters. And I know it's funny me being a, PCVR guy recommending Oculus to PSVR people, but trust me guys, I go wherever the good games are, and Oculus has some hitters on that platform. So you should go over there and check out some of those games. Our next game, which technically also isn't a game, but an actual mod, which is the UEVR mod by Preydog. It's the Universal Unreal Engine VR mod. So it's pretty much an injection mod, and the way it works is that you take an Unreal Engine game, you load it up, and then you inject a UEVR mod into it, and you can potentially play a first-person 6-degree of field, meaning you can move your hands around and stuff like that, VR game. And so the best examples for this is Warhammer, Bolt Gun, Returnal, and Alien Fireteam Elite. Now, I'm not gonna lie, I don't use UEVR much because I'm waiting on more profiles and stuff to be built, but there are some very solid experiences to be had right now with UEVR. A big one that people were playing earlier this year was Power World. Power World is a UE game, and so you can definitely inject the UEVR mod in there, and there's plenty of profiles online to get a full first-person 6DoF experience really deep. The UEVR mod really is for people who kind of want a newer type of PCVR experience, or you want to enjoy some of your flat games just kind of with a twist. Another game that we just kind of discovered is UE and has a profile now is Ace Combat 7. Beardo was playing this on his channel, and I definitely want you guys to check that out because that is a flat game with UEVR injected into it, and it looks amazing. It can really make some of these AAA games into really AAA VR games. So if you're a person who likes modding and tinkering and stuff like that, definitely try it because it's not that hard to do. You really can do it in like 3 steps, and one of them being downloading. So don't be lazy and go actually try it out. If you want a tutorial on how to do it, just ask in the comments. I don't mind doing that. The last game on our list is actually a game, and I honestly call it peak space simulation. It is Elite Dangerous. So a lot of you guys may or may not know what Elite Dangerous is because it's kind of a niche game. It isn't like, it's really popular, but it's like not at the same time. I don't know. I don't know how to describe Elite Dangerous, but it is a space simulator game that has a total replica of like the Milky Way galaxy. So you can actually in real time explore around the whole galaxy. You can meet people. There's wars that happen in space. There's aliens. There's just so much to do. You can see nebulas. For people who played No Man's Sky on the PSVR 2, I think you would really like the kind of tone shift of Elite Dangerous because it's a lot more community focused, mission based, and a little bit more of a, not a linear experience, but kind of more of a space MMO type situation. Personally, I haven't dove deep into it, but the hours that I put into it have been really great. And honestly, the graphics are beautiful. One thing I hate is that some of these sections where you're actually on the planets are not like 6-off VR, just a flat screen in front of you. Kind of lazy, and I wish Dell would have fixed it, but I mean, at least they put the actual space stuff in VR, so I can't really be mad, but it's like, you know, dang. But hopefully somebody fixes it one day. All right, guys, that is it for our video. If you enjoyed this video, make sure you leave a like and subscribe, and make sure you check out vrrock.com for some nice prescription lenses. I got a good deal for you, 10% off. Use code MartydudeVR and get some prescription lenses for your PSVR 2 or any PCVR headset you may have or request. Also, make sure to go check out the big screen beyond review that I just did on the channel, one of my best reviews I've ever done. So I hope you guys run those numbers up because I would definitely appreciate it. But like I said, it's been more MartydudeVR, and remember, I'm just a dude with a VR headset. Peace.